30-year sentence means R. Kelly will likely spend the rest of his life behind bars for sex trafficking and racketeering charges. Prosecutors say he used his status as an R&B superstar to prey on and sexually abuse young fans for decades.
His downfall, a docuseries, and victims telling their stories ignored for so many years. Emotional moments today in the courtroom in Brooklyn as victims spent hours telling their stories. Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon is live outside the court with reaction. Sonia.
Liz and Bill, R. Kelly has been accused of many crimes over the years, but for the first time, he will face criminal punishment for what prosecutors and witnesses described as decades of systematic and particularly cruel and degrading sexual abuse.
There wasn't a day in my life up until this moment that I actually believed that the judicial system would come through for black and brown girls.
Today, Javante says she is proud of her fellow survivors and proud of that judicial system.
30 years did he do this, and 30 years is what he got.
With the aid of his fame, his money, and most importantly, his inner circle, R. Kelly preyed upon children and young women for his own sexual gratification for decades.
And federal prosecutors successfully argued that the power and enablers Kelly used to entice those young girls amounted to a criminal enterprise. The judge calling him a serial sexual abuser, but saying it was not about sex. It was about violence, cruelty, and control. His lawyer says because of his pending cases, including state charges in Illinois, he declined to address the victims. As for his reaction to the sentence, she says he is devastated but not surprised.
We were prepared for it, and we are now prepared to fight this appeal.
Lizette Martinez described becoming a sex slave for the singer at age 19 and addressed Kelly directly, saying his own abuse as a child was no excuse.
I'm grateful that Robert Sylvester Kelly is away, will stay away, and will not be able to harm anyone else.
Says he very much wants to make a statement but has to hold off because of those pending cases. So the statements we heard today were from those survivors, and they were powerful, describing the scars they continue to bear from that trauma. And we also heard from a father of one of the victims who urged R. Kelly to take responsibility and hold himself accountable for what he did.